When my baby was born, I had a lot of questions about how to take care of him. After my visiting nurse told me what I needed to know, I felt so much better. I'm going to pass what I learned on to you about how to keep your baby healthy, what to do if they get sick, and how to keep them safe in the first 6 months of life. Keeping my baby healthy wasn't always easy. There are a few things that I learned that you'll need to know. Like how important well baby checkups are. They help you and your baby's doctor spot health issues early on when they may be easier to treat. At each checkup, the doctor or nurse will weigh and measure him and listen to his heart and lungs. They will look into his eyes, ears, nose, and mouth. They'll ask about his wet and dirty diapers to find out if he's been eating well. Bring a list of questions you want to ask the doctor so you don't forget.
You think he's teething?
Some little nodules there, but they aren't breaking through the gums just yet.
You can also ask your doctor or nurse to show you how to take his temperature. Finally, they will check that he is up to date on his immunizations.
I'm Jaquavia and I know. I heard the vaccines to give my baby autism, so I went and I spoke with my doctor. She said that has never been proven. She told me that they could help prevent him from getting diseases that can hurt him. So I made the decision to go get my baby vaccinated. Those diseases won't get my baby.
Your newborn's immune system helps her fight germs, but it can take 2 to 4 months to kick in. So make sure people wash their hands really well before touching your baby.
Hold her.
Would you mind washing your hands?
Sure.
Thank you.
And ask anyone who has a cough, cold, or fever to come another time. It's okay to say no if it means keeping your baby healthy.
Oh, thank you.
Another thing you can do to keep your baby healthy is to protect him from secondhand smoke. If people smoke around your baby, it increases his chance of sudden infant death syndrome and getting asthma and allergies as he gets older. Make your home and car smoke-free zones starting now. Plant a seed. If you smoke, try to quit. A non-smoking household is much healthier for you and your baby and can save you thousands of dollars over a lifetime. Plus, quitting now makes it less likely that your child will smoke when she grows up.
Yay!
The first time my baby got sick, I couldn't really tell at first. I just knew he didn't seem like himself. The bottom line is, if you're worried, go ahead and call the doctor since you know your baby better than anyone. And always follow their instructions. They see sick kids all day and know what to do to help your baby get better.
I just checked it. It was 100.1.
Call your baby's doctor if he has an underarm temperature higher than 99 degrees Fahrenheit, is coughing, vomiting, has diarrhea, or seems very sick. Also call if you see any signs of infection around his umbilical cord stump or circumcision, if it's red, swollen, or has fluid coming out of it. Finally, call the doctor if he has blood in his urine or stool, or if he has an injury to any part of his body, especially his head. You may need to get medical attention right away. Call 911 or go to the emergency room, whichever is faster. If your newborn is having a hard time breathing, her lips are turning blue, her body is limp or not moving, or if she has uncontrollable shaking, which could be a seizure.
My name is Claudia, and I know. I used to think that if I went to the drugstore and bought any type of medicine that was for children, I could give it to my baby. What I didn't know is that cough syrup can be harmful, so before I give my baby any type of medicine, I check with my doctor first.
A baby who seems sick may be teething. Teething can start causing discomfort around 3 to 6 months old, well before your baby's teeth come in. His gums may be red and swollen. He may drool a lot, and he'll want to chew on his hand to numb the pain. Ask your doctor before giving him medicine to relieve the pain, including teething gel.
Here's a tip.
For teething pain, let your baby chew on a clean, wet washcloth from the freezer. The coldness helps numb the pain.
Try it.
This is good.
keep my baby safe, I made sure the spaces where he spent a lot of his time were safe: his crib, the car, and childcare. I also took an infant CPR course just in case. Cribs are often the safest place to put your baby. It's also where your baby will spend a lot of time sleeping in these first months. So be sure that the crib you have is safe. Older cribs are sometimes recalled or have missing or broken parts, so a newer crib is really the safest choice. Go online to recalls.gov to look up a model of a used crib or any other baby item and see if it's been recalled. If you have a used crib, make sure it's not one that has a side that drops down. Also, there should be room for no more than 2 fingers between the edge of the mattress and the side of the crib. And make sure that the slats are close enough so a soda can doesn't fit through. It's pretty scary to think about, but sudden infant death syndrome, or SIDS for short, is the leading cause of death in babies between 1 month and 1 year of age. Doctors don't really know why babies die of SIDS, but there are some ways to reduce the risk. Always put your baby to sleep on her back, in a crib or bassinet with a firm mattress. Keep anything else like pillows, blankets, stuffed animals, and toys out of your baby's sleeping area. Don't let your baby get too hot. Keep the room at a comfortable temperature, since overheating may increase the risk of SIDS. If you think she'll be cold, use wearable blankets and sleepers instead of loose blankets. Giving her a pacifier at nap time and bedtime may also help reduce the risk of SIDS, but wait until breastfeeding is going well before offering one. If it falls out while she's sleeping, don't worry about putting it back in. Make sure anyone who cares for your baby does these things too. Finally, breastfeeding reduces your baby's risk of SIDS, as do immunizations, so take your baby to all his well baby visits.
I'm Joy, and I know. My mother kept telling me that I should sleep with my baby so we could bond, but I read about SIDS, and I know that he could suffocate in my blankets, or I could accidentally roll over him. That was enough for me. I now put his crib next to my bed, and I can check up on him in the middle of the night. I sleep way better knowing that he's safe.
Did you know that using a car seat reduces the risk of infant death by 71%? That's why all babies should ride in a rear-facing car seat until they are at least 2 years old. Once you install your car seat according to the manual, get it checked by a professional to make sure it's installed correctly. You can find one at seatcheck.org. By the way, never put your baby in a front seat with an airbag, and never leave him alone in the car. It's too risky.
I was actually really surprised to learn, that over 90% of people have their car seat installed incorrectly. You think it's simple as, but it's actually, a lot more to it.
Always keep one hand on your baby when she's on high surfaces, like a couch or changing table, so she doesn't roll off. Also, you'll need to watch for small things he could put in his mouth and choke on as he learns to hold things. Finally, test his bath water with the inside of your wrist to make sure it's not too hot before putting him in. In fact, it's a good idea to turn your hot water heater down to a warm setting, around 120 degrees, to prevent burns. When it was time to put my baby in childcare, I visited different places and brought a list of questions to ask that I found online.
Here's a tip.
Drop by your baby's childcare once in a while and see how your baby is doing. They shouldn't mind, and you'll feel better knowing that she's being well cared for.
Try it.
I ended up finding this one place that's really awesome. They meet my needs really well. The staff is so happy. They have a small staff to baby ratio. I can tell everyone there is really educated about taking care of infants, and they're passionate about their jobs.
When it comes to babysitters, only use people you trust.
Yes. All right. See you later.
Make sure they don't drink, smoke, or do drugs around your baby, and that they know what to do in an emergency.
Bye.
If someone you know gets easily frustrated by crying babies, don't put them in the position to have to deal with your crying baby. If they lose it, they might shake her.
Good job. Way to go.
Abusive head trauma, also known as shaken baby syndrome, happens when a baby is shaken, even just once. It can cause brain damage, blindness, or even death. It's a very serious form of child abuse, even if the person didn't mean to do it. Keeping your baby healthy and safe is one of the most important jobs of being a parent. So take him to his well baby visits, reach out to his doctor when he's sick, and know when you need to call 911. Make sure your baby's car seat is safely installed. To protect her from SIDS, don't allow smoking in your house or car, and always put her to sleep on her back in a safe sleeping area. Finally, leave your baby with people you trust. The more you learn about your baby's health and safety, the more confident you'll feel as a new parent.